everyone. I'm Christine Kidder-Graves. I'm an executive career and mindset coach, and I work with marketing and sales executives. And I'm here. I'm very excited to do my latest training with you. And I'm actually sharing my screen because of one of the tips that I want to show you. So this training is to help you find a better position. And you might be someone who's in a role right now, you're pretty happy with it, but you're always open to better opportunities. And I really feel these are my 3 favorite tips, by the way. I feel that these tips will help you to easily get connected with that better role because you don't have the time to do a job search. Plus, there's so many time wasting job search activities. You just really want to use your time well. So this is for you. And then also too, for those of you who are actively looking for a job right now, really wanting to find something that's a great fit as soon as possible, but you don't have time to waste either because you need to spend your time on activities that again will get you closer to that job as soon as possible, get you the interview so you can win the interview and you can get the job offer. So I'm going to jump right in to my first tip. And again, these are my 3 favorite tips. Okay. So I'm sharing my profile. All right. And it looks a little funky because I've got the live streaming on my banner there. But this is the tip. And this tip is to help you really increase your profile views because you want people to easily find you on LinkedIn. You don't want to be hidden and you want to be found for the right opportunities, the opportunities that you'd be excited about. And but you've got to maximize your profile. And this tip, I like to think of it as getting LinkedIn's opinion on what keywords you should have or like what skills you should highlight. Okay. So this is what you do. You go to your profile page where I'm at right now, and you click on this more button. All right. So you click on that and we're going to click on this build a resume tool that LinkedIn offers. And many of you probably aren't even aware of this, but it does have this tool, which is quite handy. So you do that. And we're not really using it to build a resume though. So don't panic. Don't be like, well, wait a second, I already have a resume. So we're not using it for that purpose. So we're going to go ahead and click create from profile. And we do have to give LinkedIn a job title that so you want to pick that main job title that you are going after. All right. So you're going to enter that. Just for our examples here, I'm going to put in career coach because that is one of the titles that LinkedIn has. That's an option. So I'm going to click apply. And then here is the resume that it's giving me. But this is not, again, we're not really using this to build a resume. We're doing this to find out the keywords, what LinkedIn's opinion is on what we should have highlighted in our profile. So it's telling me that, yes, in my resume or in my profile, rather, I have these words already. So this is what I have. And it's also making suggestions on what else I should add. So yeah. And if you have premium, you will get even more suggestions. And there's this button too to show more. So it's really helpful and it's something for you to look at because what if you have experience in leadership development? Like, you look at this list and you're like, but I do have that. I have awesome experience in that. Then you need to add that right away to your profile, right? So that's really important. And of course, if it has suggested keywords like program management, I don't have that. I'm not going to add that to my profile then, so of course you're not going to add anything that doesn't represent your experience. But this is a good tool to have. And so you can do that. And then also, where would you add these keywords, and you need to think about like your 3 biggest ones. We don't want to be overwhelming when we have too many options or look at too much, that can be overwhelming. We want to focus on like 3 to 5 tops to add. Okay. And you want to make sure really your headline is most important. So I'm actually going to stop my share here, or actually I'll go back just to go back to my profile so you can see. So yeah, so this is your not your headline, sorry. On your profile, this is your headline, and you want to make sure that you have like the 3 biggest keywords in your headline, because your headline really helps you to be found by recruiters. It makes a huge difference. So look at those, the 3 biggest keywords for you that like summarize your brand, and have those in your headline. And then also you can add words to your about section, and you can add them to your experience section. The other thing too that's important, I don't want to neglect this, is when you go down, near the bottom of your profile, you'll see that you have the skills. Wait, it's all right. I already scanned. I went by it too quickly. So here it is. Yeah. So you can list up to 50 skills. I think I have about 29. So, and I really need to do a review and make sure I have everything listed for me. But, look at the skills that LinkedIn is pointing out to you. And you want to make sure that you're not missing like the major skills for you that are going to get you found for that job that you're going after. So that's why I really like this tool. It's a really nice thing that LinkedIn offers, and I want you to take advantage of it. So that is very important. So yeah, so that's regarding your profile. And then I'm going to stop my share for a second here, because the next thing that I wanted to share with you here, I'm back here. Oh, by the way, I'm talking to you from a different view. It's not the best lighting, so I apologize, but hopefully you can see me okay. But my next tip for you is LinkedIn messaging. And I actually will need, I did a short video on this, an instructional video. I think it's like only 2 minutes long, if that. But I did it at least a year ago, and I'll put it in the comments for you. But it's a great way for you to stand out from other people. Okay. So when you're out there and you're trying to connect with decision makers, sending a video message is great. You could also do a voice message. That's good too. But video is more personable. And when you can do it, I encourage you to do it. And so in LinkedIn, and let me tell you, I use the video messaging that's available in the LinkedIn app. And then I also send video messages via Loom. All right. And again, it's to be more personable, and to really connect with people. Because when you do that, number one, I want you to reach out directly to decision makers. Okay. And then my last tip is going to help you with that. All right. But, and by decision makers, I'm talking about the hiring manager, who is the person who is the primary person who's making the decision on who to hire for that job that you're interested in. So for you to connect with that person, you need to stand out from all the other people, all the other applicants that are out there. And I can tell you, I'm still seeing, and you're probably noticing it too, when you're looking at job postings on LinkedIn and it's telling you how many people are applying. I think to a degree that number can be inflated, but I don't want you to lose heart. But at the same time, you need to stand out from the hundreds of people that may be submitting a resume. Okay. So this is by using the messaging, the video messaging that's available in LinkedIn messaging. That's a great way to stand out. And then also too, sometimes you might be in a situation where you've been emailing someone or you've been messaging them, just sending them regular messages, but you're not getting a response. I feel that if you send a video message, you're increasing your chances of getting a response. Because if someone sends me a video message, I'm more likely to respond. I'm curious what they're saying to me, and I'm more likely to click on it. It stands out too in your message box, versus think about your inbox. We all hate our email inbox for the most part. But if you have a message in there that like stands out, then you're going to be more curious. I'm going to be more prone to click on it. And that's the same approach I feel with LinkedIn messaging. So to use your LinkedIn messaging, number one, you should have the LinkedIn app on your cell phone if you don't, because it makes using LinkedIn super easy. So when you go to the app and then you go into messaging, and you can just pick someone that you've been messaging. And I should say too, the video messaging is within LinkedIn is only available to your first degree connections. So it can be a great way to reach out to a first degree connection that you haven't reached out to in a while. Just to people appreciate it. Like when maybe I fell behind and I haven't talked with someone in months. I send them a video message and they're like, "Hey, it's great to hear from you. Good to see you." So it'll make it easier to stay connected with your first degree connections. So use it for them. If a hiring manager that you're trying to connect with is not one of your first degree connections, you can see if one of your first degree connections could possibly introduce you, could help you to connect with that person. That's something that you can do. And then you can you can use Loom to send them a video message. And I would recommend that you ask to talk with them briefly for about 10, 15 minutes tops. And you don't even have to say, I'm interested in this position. You could say, I applied for this position, but I'm really interested in hearing about your department and what are some of your challenges. Make it broader than just be, I want a job. I need a job. I think that's a good approach to have. So yeah, so that's again, video messaging is a great way to follow up and to be different, to stand out from other people. And you need to be comfortable. So before you start sending video messages, I want you to be comfortable with your elevator pitch, your elevator speech. And you could practice, you could even do some practice videos where you're not sending them to anyone, but you've got to warm up and you've got to get really comfortable just talking about why someone should hire you. Why should any employer hire you? What makes you invaluable? It's talking about your brand, and you've got to be comfortable talking about that. Okay, so the last tip that I have, I'm going to actually show this to you too. I'm going to share my screen again. So give me a second here to do this. And we're going to go back to my profile page, but it's not really on there. So we're going to go here. So I just want to make sure, I really am trying to encourage you to reach out to decision makers. I know it may feel uncomfortable, but you've got to do it, especially if you are a leader or an executive. I mean, you need to do it. It's really important. So I know sometimes we feel uncomfortable, but you've got to do the uncomfortable to be successful. And so let's just say you have some companies on your target company list, but you really don't have any connections there, but you'd like to connect with the CEO or the CFO or the CMO. So we'll go to a company here We can look at a specific company. And here under people, so I want you to pay attention. So whenever you look to a company page on LinkedIn, don't forget that there's all these tabs here underneath them. Okay. So here's the jobs. Here's their open jobs that they have. They have several, as you can see. But when you're looking at a job posting, often the job posting will have who it reports to. Okay. But you have to read it. You have to take a couple minutes to read the job posting and see if it tells you who it reports to. It might give you the name of the individual. I think that doesn't happen as much though, but it most likely will say who it reports into. So then you can go to people and you can actually do a search here on the title. So you can take that title of who the job reports into and you can enter it here in the search field. Okay. So now you may get some people that are no longer there, but it gets you closer to connecting with that decision maker. Okay. Now sorry, my nose is itchy. My allergies are bugging me. So, what if the job description doesn't list the person that it reports into? Then try to make an educated guess on who it would report to. Like, think about, typical organizational structure. You could always ask if you have any connections that are in human resources, since that's my background. Typically, we can give you feedback on who a position might report into. So that's another way of going at it. But again, I think it's really critical that you're not afraid to reach out to the decision makers. You can certainly reach out to human resources and you can reach out to the recruiters. It's just that HR is often stretched very thin and we have a lot of things going on. And the direct route, the most direct route for you getting an interview and for you getting hired is straight to the hiring manager, straight to the decision maker. So, so that's why, even if it's uncomfortable, I want you to really do everything you can to connect with that hiring manager. So yeah. So again, just to summarize my 3 tips again, use from your profile page, you can use that tool to build a resume, but it's really, you're getting LinkedIn suggestions on what you should have for keywords and for skills. Okay. And that will help you to tweak your headline, your about section, your experience, and even your skills that you have. All right. Make sure that you're really capturing what you bring to the table. Okay. Second favorite LinkedIn tip of mine is use LinkedIn video messaging whenever you can with your first degree connections. And then in reaching out to second or third degree connections, use Loom or use another tool so you can send some quick video messages and stand out and truly increase your connection rate with people. And then the last thing, the third thing is go right to the decision maker, go right to the hiring manager and use LinkedIn as the awesome tool that it is, because it'll help you to connect with that decision maker. And yeah, and then if you need more help, the best way I can help you is when we block out time to do a career clarity call. It takes about 30 minutes, if that. And you get my one-on-one undivided attention. It's totally free. I do this with my new connections because I appreciate you connecting with me, first of all, and it helps me to get to know you better. And it helps you to get to know me better too. But I do an audit of your LinkedIn profile because you can only see so much. You can't expect yourself to know to have that fresh perspective. So that's what I like to bring to the table and help you. And especially with the awesome marketing and sales leaders that I work with, because they're so good at marketing and selling something else. But when it comes to using that expertise on themselves, that's where I come in. So, yeah, so thanks again. It was great helping you, giving you these tips. I love these tips. Please reach out with any questions, or if you have questions, put them in the comments, and we'll load that YouTube training that I did in the comments too, so you can access that. And have a wonderful day, everyone. Okay, thanks so much. Bye now.